Previously, me and the Raidmeister General got to 1773 MMR with no mechanics, including starting the series off with a 45 win streak into Mid Grand Champ 2. Since then, I did a solo 2v2 series showing the effectiveness of the pacifist system that I developed whilst using no mechanics, and hit Mid Grand Champ 2. Raid also did a no mechanics road to SSL 1v1 on this channel, and he lost to only 2 players. In this series, we're trying to show what you can do if you add in a little mechanics and really try to push it to the stratosphere. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like, it is purely the offensive clinicality and mechanics keeping a lot of people where they are.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
The problem with that is, like we've said before, someone made a comment that actually made me laugh. It was something like, if you've got game sense and you're having a bad mechanical day, you've got game sense. He said, if you got purely mechanics and no game sense, you're having a bad day, you're useless, or something like that.
That's hilarious.
I can't remember the way he worded it, but I just read the comment. I almost spat my drink out of that. It's so funny. Just like, you're just useless. Okay, I'm going to get bumped.
That's brilliant. Yeah, still good.
So I just bladed that because I thought there's no point getting bumped, because if I get bumped, I get bumped into you. So nice flick.
That's why like hovering is so important, because they have to get it around the first man, and to do that they have to, you know, divert their course from the goal, and that makes it easier for the second man to clean up.
Yeah, love it. Yeah, that was nice. I love that delayed flick, rhythm break flick you did as well. Really nice.
Yep.
Little forward lean on that one. That's a classic move
Yeah,
as well.
Fairy Peak's move. Yeah, I remember when Fairy Peak burst on the scene, and I was just blown away. Everyone was at the time, for how consistent he was. Just booming flicks, front flip flicks from distance, half court, would smash it top bins at 110 with consistency, and no one had ever seen that before.
See, even that game, remember that game versus Doomsy? Was it Doomsy? Or was it Doomsy or Gambit? It was Doomsy, wasn't it? And he smashed him, and then Cooks had come on. Was it Doomsy?
Oh yeah, it was Doomsy. Completely ruined Doomsy.
Oh my god, so much that he did the 3-1 blast off. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, that's good times. That is good times. That's when Rocket League was at its best.
100%. That was because no one knew who these players were. You didn't know who Fairy Peak was. Comes out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, like, he just absolutely dominates this guy. Then all of a sudden, we gotta get Cooks in.
We gotta get the best ones player in the world to beat him.
And then Cooks smashes him 4 games to 0, whatever it was. Yeah.
4-0. Yeah.
And then about a week later, Fairy Peak was unstoppable.
Yeah, literally, and was unstoppable for a 16 series. Jesus. So how long was that? 3 years?
God damn.
2-3 years straight.
And he switched though.
So yeah,
he switched to the Batmobile, didn't he?
Batmobile.
Because I remember watching him even versus Cook. Because in all fairness,
Octane.
yes, he 4-0'd. Yeah, and he was in the Octane. But even though like Cooks did 4-0 him, his flicks still in that. Like, they were close games. Like, he didn't get completely smashed. He got smashed in series numbers, but each game was like 1 goal. And,
absolutely.
And I was like, wow, this guy's flicks are outrageous. And then
yeah. Like, seriously, he was Morksy before Morksy.
Yeah.
Like that was his thing, basically. Like, he would just absolutely just pummel it towards it there. And Cooks as well was the best defender in the world by a mile at the time. So, you know, it took him to be able to stop it. And even still, like, most of the games were very close. And, you know, this is ages ago. This is 2016, 17, maybe, no, 16.
Something like,
so,
God, it was a long time ago, man.
Long time ago. And, you know, it's still useful today.
Yeah, And the funny thing with that is, like, it seems so funny to say 2016 and Doomsy was on his way out, you know? Because it was so, like, it was only a year or 2 in. But
yeah, well, that's the thing, you know. I think, to be fair to Doomsy, I think he had, like, life things he had to deal with, I think. Which is why he stopped playing the game as much. But it's not just him. Like, do you remember Fisho Kid?
Yeah, well, he was the best in the world at
he was one of the best in the world, that's for sure. And Fisho Kid, you know, definitely could have had a crazy career, but decided not to play. Doomsy is a great one as well, of course. Who else?
Gambit,
there's so many. There's so many. Gambit as well. Yeah, Flores. I Ignite. He's a more recent one. He's died pretty much. Even Bluey. Bluey should have had a crazy career. I'm surprised Bluey's career is what it was. He definitely couldn't, and maybe even should have been a world champion. Not gonna lie. He had crazy talent.
Yeah, the thing with Bluey as well, like, he was the first person I ever saw air dribble in from the corner. And it was the way he did the air dribble. I'll never forget.
Yeah, it was maybe between him. Actually, no, yeah, that's correct. I think Gambit is the first person I ever saw to do an air dribble, like really good from half court.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bluey would do it from the corner. Like, only make it look easy.
Sorry, so Gambit was the first. I remember everyone that was the air dribble heard around the world in season 1. Everyone's like, you can do that?
It was unreal.
Yeah,
it was
no one could believe it.
Yeah.
And then you had what he did is he did it from the opponent's corner. Sorry. But he took it up the wall, and then he
I remember it.
And he pushed it out, and he got all the way around it, and he curved
all
it
the way around it.
Oh my god,
all the way around it.
That was like season 3 or something. I mean, I was losing my mind.
Crazy player,
like,
crazy. I couldn't believe it.
I remember seeing that and going like, wow.
Yeah,
what the hell?
How much control do you have to have?
Yeah.
Like, another thing that blew my mind was seeing Cooks do like one of these. He did like a
flip into the air dribble.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, how on earth?
Dude.
Like even back in the day of like the OG days of freestyling where we didn't have aerial left or right, it was just Cook's twists.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't believe how I was like, how the hell does he know how to control the car going backwards? Like, it doesn't make sense because it doesn't really make sense because everything's reversed, of course, but made it look easy. See, that's when Rocket League was at its best because everyone was still innovating. The game was a lot less toxic back then. Yeah, great game.
Brilliant.
That's the game I fell in love with for sure.
Yeah.
Because,
it was so fun. But no, what you were just saying about that thing, like if you go back and watch it, it's like a diagonal flip, isn't it? So he hits the ball up, he diagonal flips, but he keeps his nose up, and then he just goes air dribble. It was against Scrub Killer, wasn't it? He just air dribbles it. It was in that show match. It was such a good show match that was. And the thing with that is like he was really everyone now uses that off the wall. They use that flip. I think they do more of a speed flip cancel, which was a little bit different, But everyone does that now. Again, how many things has that guy invented?
Yeah, but like that's why Cooks will forever be the GOAT in my opinion. I don't really. Not that I don't care about what players nowadays. Your Monkey Moons and your Justins and stuff, what they have done, but. Cooks even more than Kronovi, which is saying something, especially people that were around to see Kronovi at his best. Cooks just invented so many different things in the game.
Yeah, like it's just ridiculous.
Like he invented the Cooks twist, the Cooks pinch. He was the first person to do pre-flips. He was the first person alongside Mike and Marky to have passing plays and rotation. That's 6 things there off the top of my head, and I could go on if I really wanted to.
He invented freestyling, really.
Yeah, invented freestyling. He was the best goalkeeper in the world, even better than Gibbs, without even really being a primary defender, because of course back in the day they were the only ones rotating. So he was also one of the best strikers while being the best defender, because Gibbs could only defend, he couldn't really attack.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's for sure.
That
that guy is forever goated, and he's got a world championship to beat as well.
And almost 2, I know they lost.
He really should have won the first one, I can't lie.
They lost momentum. There was a full court pinch in one of the games, and that cost them the momentum. And then that dunk from over zero.
Over zero,
like, to be fair, like I watch it now and I think it was close to not being, you know what I mean? It was a bit of it was an all-in play. And the same with that pinch, it came off. Flipside was smashing him, and it came off sort of a bit of luck. They got tilted.
They got tilted.
Yeah,
they got tilted.
I think, to be honest, though,
I'm glad Kronovi won the first one, though.
Yeah, that's good.
It kind of feels right for him to win the first one, then Cooks wins the second one. I think that's fair, considering the history of Rocket League and whatnot. The 2 best players. Yeah, for sure.
But man, so good. That was like that was Rocket League's golden era, man.
That was for sure.
That was
like
it was like watching Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage, versus the
like
Warrior
the trilogies.
It was just so good.
All the goats are playing all at the same time. Creating legendary matchups. Things you've never seen before at the time.
Oh man,
so good.
So good for sure. I just couldn't believe it. It was unreal. No.
Like nowadays, you've got your Monkey Moons and your Justins, and even very recently you've got Zen. But it's very difficult to commentate on Zen in particular because he's still so raw. So we'll see how his career really plays out, because he's had the best start to a career ever, no question about that. But we will see if if they carry on winning. it's
yeah, but
a lot of people have won once. Hard to win multiple.
Well, that's true. Turbo.
Turbo.
Paid off. Yeah, you know.
I'll be honest.
That's
Turbo. I'll be honest. Turbo though. He is the 4-time. I'll give him that. But you know, I don't rate Turbo as highly just because of those rings. Because I'll be honest, he's been carried to a few of them. I'm not gonna lie, he really has. Season 3, he had Prime, Devo, Remco as well. He was just the sub filling in, and he did his job, to be fair. Season 4, K-Dop was easily the best player in the world. Like he was like the Zen of the time, basically. Like I think the only player really that was, you know, on the level of K-Dop was his teammates-ish, but they were quite far behind, and then Squishy on Cloud9, and that was basically it, really.
I was just about to say, like what you were saying there. I mean, Devo was also the Zen of his time.
Yeah.
So he had the
great player.
He had the Zen of his time.
Man.
Like, it's funny.
That guy.
You know,
speediest man I've ever seen.
Oh man, those double touches. Even now, watching those double touches, this one makes me laugh when people say, "Oh, they'd be platinum." What?
No,
man,
no.
I can't even. You could set that shot up for me. I would never be able to hit it. I would never, and especially when you take in the crowd. That's what people don't realize, how good they are, because you got so many outside things weighing on your head. But man,
I have like I've seen Devo score a negative angle redirect before. Like they're like that is a shot that most people can't do today. Even pros will have to like have a few tries at it before they can do that. It's not easy. Like honestly, I think that you can get to, you know, for most people they can probably get to like season 2. And then they start getting destroyed after season 2. Like if you were to play the world champions and have them in a vacuum and just play them with that version of the game and, you know, the form that they were playing at the time, you know, most SSLs could get to about season 2, maybe season 3, but after that, no hope. No hope.
I agree. I tell you, I'm completely
people
with you.
They don't realize that there are levels to this game. If you were to play them in a vacuum but have them play on this version of the game with resets and ceiling shots and stuff, then okay, fair enough, because they've never seen that before. But if you play it from, you know, back then on that version of the game, no chance.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, so true. Yeah, and it's another thing for me, like I feel like what you just said, like with Cooks and how mind-blowing a lot of the stuff that he was doing was. Like to me, I know it's like, oh my god, incredible like how good Zen is, and everyone goes, oh my god, it's mind-blowing what he does, but it's not blowing my mind because I've already seen all these things. Like, you know, it's an extension of stuff.
That's a good point.
I see it and I go, wow, this guy's incredible. But I don't get the same feeling I did when Devo did those double touches, and I'm like, holy smokes.
Yeah, because Zen is doing everything that Zen has done. Everyone has seen before. Just the people that can do what Zen's doing isn't a pro. Do you know what I mean? He's scoring freestyler goals in professional lobbies, which is obviously insane, but he's not only not the first person to do that, you know, Justin, best example of that, but he's also, you know, there are things that have been seen. In fact, there are people that can score goals way cooler than goals Zen has scored, but of course they're nowhere near as good at the game. So, you know, that's the difference. You know, Cooks and stuff, you know, Cooks, Devo, even Marky with his power slide dribbles, you know, things like that, you know, things that have never ever been seen before. It's just different. It's just completely different.
See, for me, like that, I was saying this to one the other week, you know, Marky's power slide dribbles, to me, even today, I'm just like, damn. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, so seriously, like people should go back and watch Marky's power slide dribbles. Most people can't do them now. I can't.
No, the one he did versus Jezza in Gold Rush.
Gold Rush. Oh, you ruined him.
But like
with the Stockton and the Alpha Beast as well. Yeah, that's huge.
Sorry, my bad.
I got bumped.
Yeah,
that's
my bad.
Yeah, it's all good.
I should have looked to see where you were, to be fair.
I 100% agree. Zen is incredible, but it's not the same like, holy, what am I seeing? It's more like, holy, what am I seeing? How has he done that in a pro lobby? Not something I've never seen before, if you get what I mean.
It's a little bit different. I completely get what you're saying.
Not to take anything away from the guy, he's obviously the best rookie. He's the best, well, between him and Scrub, close. But, well, he's the most, between him and Scrub, those two are interchangeable as the most hyped rookies.
True.
Yeah, best rookie, yeah, Zen. Kind of has to be, to be fair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kind of has to be.
I know. Like yeah, like you can't take anything away from me. The consistency
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
it does it. I mean, it is mind blowing, but it's not mind blowing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
You
yeah.
watch
I have seen people score a negative angle redirect. I've seen people score psychos.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I've just seen it before, basically. Not to that consistency in a pro lobby for sure, but there are things I've seen from like, oh, that's really good, but it's not like a holy crap.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, like that's
what have I just seen? Like Gambit's
man.
edgeable, man. The edgeable heard around the world. When I saw that, I couldn't believe what I was saying. I even showed my mum. Like I was like, did you know this is possible? Like for real. It's like yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, so cool.
Nothing will beat the hype of genuine innovation.
No, that's true. Man.
Even when you know Gainer, was it Gainer? No,
Yeah.
Evampol. Sorry, Evampol was the first guy to do multiple resets. You know, like he was the first one to do like 3 resets in a row or something.
Yeah.
Like Evampol.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, "Holy!" Like that reaction is more of a reaction than what you know Zen has done, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree.
Because when you see someone do 3 resets when most people can't do 1, even pros, you're like, "What on earth?"
But now, like you say, like oh my god, I thought I missed that. But now you've seen everything. Do you know what I mean? We've seen everything. Like, so it is just like you say. It's just an extension of stuff. But he's bloody good. I've got to leave that one.
Yeah, we're not going. Obviously, we're nowhere near the mechanical ceiling of the game. No hope. But for where the game is right now, especially from a pro sense, we have seen almost everything. We basically need Psyonix to come up with a new, or you know, add a new mechanic into the game. Because usually that is what sparks, you know, these innovative changes. You know, remember when they allowed you to have infinite dodge timers when you came off a ceiling without jumping, and of course that's how ceiling shots were a thing.
Yeah.
And of course the best in the world at the time was Squishy, and most people have seen the one he scored Season 4 World Championships when he went under one person over the last man.
That was such a good one.
Yep.
That's such a good one.
Yeah, again, that's like a holy, like,
I've
never seen that before.
And I even saw him, like, I mean, obviously they added flip reset. Hold on, see if I can. They added the flip reset in, and then he did that flip reset block against someone. I can't remember who it was, and I was just
it was Season 6 Dignitas to win the World Championship,
That's
and
what I mean,
Turbo
like,
was on full tilt.
I can't. You just can't believe. I'm up.
Yeah.
How good this guy is. I've missed what I was trying to do. Trying to bounce shot.
So much respect for Squishy for sure. Been good at the game and been innovating in the game for so damn long. 2015 literally. So yeah.
Yeah.
Had a slow start as well, Squishy. If you remember his first team Iris. Yeah.
Well, he was even
predicted.
Lachinio was on that, right?
Yeah, it was him, Lachinio, and Torment. And of course, back then they were expected to not only obviously make ROCS, but they were, you know, favorites for the title. And not only did they not win the title, they didn't even make ROCS, which was like, what?
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I remember watching his videos, like, yeah, we're going to do this. I'm like, yeah, well, they got it. They're going to win. They're going to win. We're going to see them at LAN. It's like, we didn't even qualify. I was like, what? Didn't even qualify?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what? You want to play one more?
Yeah, sure.
All right, man. Well, we've actually killed it. We're on a massive streak. Yeah, and I remember because all of a sudden there was that thing where bubble teams were now starting to be as good as the pros. And you had essentially Flipside Tactics. It was Marky Dudar's new team. Can't remember what team it was. I think they went against a team called Brick. The actual team was called Brick.
I think it was Brick, yeah.
And no one had heard of it.
It's a reminding. Yeah, and destroyed him.
Yeah, and it was like...
Destroyed him.
And I remember seeing that and I'm like, whoa, okay, what is going on? There's a new landscape coming out.
Yep.
And I think that was a lot of it was because all these new things were added after these players had already mained and practiced the old things, for example, the air rolls.
Exactly.
And so they were like at such a disadvantage that these kids had practiced the full-on air roll left from the start.
Yep.
And they hadn't. So it was quite fascinating to see that there was just a whole different landscape.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there. That's exactly why. That is literally why you know, young players and older players, there is such a big gulf between them for the most part, because of the fact that when older players get really good, there is a new mechanic in the game that either Psyonix have put in, or you know, players have found out, where, you know, that a game breaking mechanic basically, And obviously, when you're older, like you said, you're just not going to put as much time in, and therefore, younger players have a massive disadvantage or massive advantage. Sorry, especially if it's a game-breaking mechanic.
Yeah, it's so true. That was fascinating.
You see it with the the ceiling shots and the flip resets and the wave dashes as well. Even half flips.
Yeah.
Remember season 3, Legacy season 3, half flips were first a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for sure game breaking or game changing mechanics.
Do you remember?
That is what.
Sorry to interject there.
Do
you remember that kickoff glitch? So basically, players on a keyboard and mouse, they had like a flip cancel. There was actually a command flip. I saw it was like flip cancel. It was actually a proper. You could press like space and it would cancel your flip. Something weird like that. And so players were doing this flip cancel, and so they were jumping and basically like teleporting to the ball. Don't know if you remember that. It was like they patched it out.
Yeah.
And so what people would do is they would just use their keyboard for the kickoff, and you just couldn't do anything against it.
Yep.
Like
I remember that.
Yeah,
that was crazy. I do remember that. That was actually a bit ridiculous. That's very OG.
Yeah, like they'd like
for sure.
And do you remember,
so
right?
Weird.
Because no one else I've spoke to recently. Hold on, let me see if I can get this double off the waterfall. Do you remember a guy called Red?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Red, the 1v1 player. Yeah, Red.
So this guy to me, I said
the
to
flicks,
yes,
I
said this guy was the pioneer of flicks, because I remember he made a video and he goes, dude, I think this could be a real thing, but no one's heard of him.
He was the pioneer of 45-degree flicks,
and no one's heard of him.
In particular, yeah.
I can't
well,
believe
of course,
it.
Most people haven't even heard of Cookser nowadays, man.
That's true.
That is how bad it is. Like these young kids need to be educated for sure on Rocket League history.
Yeah.
But Red, great player. Like the thing is, like he was onto something, because he was obviously very inconsistent with it. But when he did hit it, holy, there was no saving it.
I remember
no chance.
When that video first came out, I never forget it. I sat there. Video came out, and he said, and he did this like one from the full pitch, weren't he? He was doing it for full pitch, and he was like, you can do it. And I remember looking and go, yeah, that's impossible. I just thought I remember sitting there going, no one's going to get consistent at that. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong.
People are consistent at it, that is for sure.
And then it was the same with flip resets, wasn't it? No one will get consistent at that. Were we wrong? Damn. And the kids now, zap dashes, wall dashes, any single thing that you can think of, you think, nah, they'll do it. They will find a way. They'll master it, because they've got time, and they're just their brain is good for learning.
They learn so quickly. Yeah, they just learn so quickly. So honestly, because if the mechanics have stayed the same from season 2, season 3, people like Cooks and Marky would still be relevant.
Yeah, true.
It's literally just the fact that there are these changes that makes it especially for young people, because this is at the end of the day, this game is so reliant on your reaction times that when you're young, massive advantage.
So true. Oh, my bad. That was a terrible hit.
Well played from him.
I need to.
No, that's a great hit. Not gonna lie, I was ready to follow that up, but his teammate came in and slotted it.
I saw it happening in front of my eyes. I should have tried to lift that upwards onto the backboard.
It's all good.
That's mechanics, but yeah, it is fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Yeah, Red. That's a great throwback. It's a shame he didn't get consistent at it.
Yeah, and it's a shame he never really got the credit, man.
He gets no credit for it. People don't even know where it came from.
Yeah, it's so sad. Like, this guy changed the game. Oh wow. And no one will ever know.
Only very OG players that watch a lot of 1v1 back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, he was a great ones player too.
Yeah,
like he was.
That's where he got it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's where he got it from.
Because this is what annoys me. He invented the Ones Till I Lose series. He invented that.
Very true.
And everyone thinks it was Musty. He wasn't Musty.
Yeah, it's not Musty. It's not Musty at all.
And in fact, Musty didn't even invent the Musty
flick. Didn't invent the Musty flick. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
he's just the only one that got popular from it.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Oh man, my bad. Oh, thank God for that.
So good. He's missed.
But these pioneers, some people, man, they just don't get the credit.
Yeah. It's because they haven't done. It's because they haven't done anything else in the game like significant with that move.
Oh my God!
Sense.
What a pinch!
So no worries. Yeah, so like you know, for Red, he was great in show matches, but he only won an occasional amount of show matches, and you know, therefore he's not going to get the praise for that shot because he didn't do something massively insane with that shot. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
Like for example, the Cooks pinch. The guy Cooks did it in RCS.
Yeah.
Like for the first time ever when no one had seen it. Like that's why the Cooks pinch is a thing, because you know he did it on the bigger stage.
But the thing is with that,
Unlucky.
like he, if you when you watched his stream, like pre-season 1, he
Seen
was just doing it all the time.
practicing it. Yeah,
He used it to set up his aerials.
Yeah,
because there was no.
And people were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, but there was no. You couldn't do free play with the diagonal pads or any of that stuff. You had to. You had to set everything.
You had to do it. Yeah,
Like,
actually dribble the ball up the wall every time, and the guy would do that thousands of times.
And there was no such thing as training packs.
Yep.
All this stuff, and yeah, he just got so good at pinching it to set up his air dribbles that all of a sudden his aerials, I should say. I'm just going to challenge just to give him a free ball.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden he's like, I wonder if I could actually score this.
Yeah, and then boom. And then he hits it in RCS. Like, oh.
Did it in RCS, yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, I remember when he did it in RCS. I think, he was against.
Oh wow.
I think it might have been against what's his name? Aeriality, I think. I think it was a team called Aeriality back in season 2, and he just did it then, and everyone was like, "What?" Even the commentators couldn't really believe what they were seeing. They were like, "What on earth?" It was a glitch.
I remember like just screaming. I'm just going to let that die because we got the advantage on these kickoffs. Chip him if you can. Let's just get out of it. Let's get the dub. Go on, Ray. Do the 1v1s.
Oh, I didn't not even see him. Jesus.
Oh, come help me. Oh, I'm scared. There we go. All right.
I don't know how he didn't die there, to be fair. But
he's going to dunk me, is he?
No, he got time. No, never mind.
I got the boost.
Never mind.
Sorry. I'm with you. I'm with you. Oh, what the hell? I didn't get the boost.
No.
Oh, no. I got no boost.
You did not get the boost?
No, I thought I got it.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, there's no way.
I can't believe that. I actually cannot believe that. I was just driving over to him, pressing the boost, and I was like, why is the boost not working? Dude, I might have to watch that back. I swear I grabbed that boost.
So it is.
Oh, that's such a shame. Well played, team.
Yeah, for real. Absolutely, insane. Those legends back in the day.
Yeah, it's so true.
Great to reminisce about what they did. That's for sure.
It sure is. Awesome, man. I will see you soon. Take it easy. Enjoy your weekend.
In a bit, you as well.
Take care. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.